Hey YouTube, Mike the Gambling Guy here, and I'm going to bring you the dance version 2. It's been updated, right? There's not as much sitting around waiting, going, okay, wait till I'm going to play. So grab your pencil, pay attention. You can always hit replay to watch it again, I guess. But we're going to be working on the dance. So from this one, if you know the basics of the dance, you can probably fast forward a little bit because I am going to go through what's a mirror, what's a no mirror. Going to go through the yeses and the nos. For those of you that are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Really trying to grow this community. And everything I do, I don't charge a dime for it. Right? Let's all take the money from the casino. I shouldn't be having to take my money from you, right? Do you agree? Do you agree? I mean, there's some shysters out there that certainly will go, oh, I got to get paid something. If they're making money from the casino, that should be enough. That's actually why I started this channel, is because I got tired of all the garbage that was out there that was being provided to the gambling community, and some of it was real garbage. There are some good people out there, but you probably know the ones I'm talking about, right? I've got some sticky orange fingers. It's just, come on. So with that, let's jump into a table. So if you want to know where I'm playing, certainly shoot me an email. There's a ton of baccarat tables that are here. I'm not allowed to say it. It goes against YouTube's policy for me to show the URL or for me to talk about where I'm playing. But I am in the U.S., certainly available in the U.S. I don't have to change my identity to be able to play. You can certainly play here. So if you want to know, shoot me an email, MikeTheGamblingGuy@gmail.com. That's MikeTheGamblingGuy@gmail.com. So with that, let's get into the basics of the dance, and then we're going to get into kind of the new dance steps, right? I'm not getting into new dance steps. Mine are the same old steps, but the baccarat dance does have a new updated version, so there's not a lot of waiting. Really, the units seem to come a lot faster. So with that, let's just jump into a table. And as you can see on Evolution, there are a lot of tables. I mean, all the way down to the point you can get down to, if you want to go to the private tables, you could certainly be all bougie and do that. I'm just going to get one that's kind of newer, I guess on the newer side of it, just so we can kind of talk about mirror and no mirror. So really, when we're discussing mirror and no mirror, we're going to wait for this to populate. This is all happening over here on the bead road, right? So we're looking at this first column, and then in the second column, it's always going to be the column next to it. Did this column mirror the previous column? So this would be yes, it mirrored, right? Because it was banker, banker. Yes. Player, player, right? And then we'll get into the ties, since the ties are just now starting to pop off. So the base, the original dance would be, I'd always wait for either two mirrors. In this case, I've got two mirrors, or two no mirrors, right? So if this was player and this was banker, these would not have mirrored, and that would have then been my trigger to make my initial bet. So my trigger then would be bet the opposite. So if this was a yes, yes, they mirrored. My bet then would have been, I'm going to bet for a no mirror for the next two bets. Right? So if this is perfect. So this was a banker. So my no mirror would have been, I would have bet on a player. Right? We would have won this one. If I had lost that one and that was a banker, then I'd go down here to the next one. And now I still want this to be a no mirror. So then my no mirror here would have been a banker, is what I would have bet here. If that didn't win, then I would actually literally just stop the dance, and I'd wait for either two mirrors or two no mirrors before I could jump into my trigger. So let's get into the change. What's changing, Mike? How's the dance step going to work now? Right? So one, I said there's less waiting. Well, yeah, I'm not even waiting for two. What are you going to do? You're not going to wait for two. Well, what are we going to do? Well, we're actually just going to start dancing. I don't like sitting on the sidelines. I'd rather get in there and dance. So how do we do that? Well, let's go back here again. Okay, this was banker, banker. or sorry, this was a yes, yes, right? Yes mirrored, and then we would have won here the no mirror. Awesome. Well, then our next bet wouldn't have been a no mirror, would have went back to a mirror. So we're looking for it to change every other time. So here we would have won on the player, right? That would have been our W there. So then instead of leaving the table, let's go ahead and stay on the table and let's gather in a few units. Let's take advantage of some of that's going on. It's once we start getting into a lot of ties, that's actually when I get a little annoyed, just because I still wait on the ties, because the ties is just the energy coming out of the game. All right. So this one came out. I would have. So I guess by playing this, my first bet here would have been a banker, right? Because I had a mirror, so I'm going to bet for a no mirror. Well, I lost that one. So now I'm going to go to my next step. So my next step, well, we've got the two mirrors. That means steps 3 and 4. I'm always going for the opposite, right? So back to the original dance. So we had a yes, yes. I'm going to be going for a no and a no if I need to here. But on this first one, we got the no. We got our unit, right? So on the second bet, we won. So on our steps, which I'll bring up here in a minute, but on steps 1, 2, and 3, we actually win 1 unit, right? After that, well, then we got to win a couple times to be able to lock in a unit. But let's just say, okay, lost this one, won this one. Now we're back to 1 unit. Going to bet on a yes. Going to bet this to mirror because this was a no mirror. So now we're back to step 1. Looking forward just to go back and forth. So this was a yes. We won there. This is what I would have bet for a player for a no mirror, but that actually had gone to a mirror. So we had a yes, yes, my bet for it to go no. Okay, well, we won that one. And then on the next one, I'd be betting for it to go to a yes. And we've got a banker up here, so I would have bet on banker. Yes, we won. Awesome. So we got another unit, right? We're just raking them in. And now we had a tie. Oh, we had a tie. So nothing happened there. So here we would have bet that we still would have been a no, and this is coming up as a player, and we would have lost that bet. The next bet would because this was now it's a yes, ties don't count, so we're just going to bypass that, pretend it's not even there, right? So we have a yes, we're going to bet this is a no. That hit. So now we're at our second bet, we bet that for it to go. This one I'd be betting that this is going to be a yes, and it was a tie. So that we got our money back, right? No harm, no foul. So here we would have bet that this was going to be a yes, right? So then we've got another loss. So that was a no. We're going to bet this was a yes. Okay, now it looks like we're getting up into live action. So now this is a yes. We would have won here. Our next bet here is going to be saying that this is going to be for a player. All right, so let's go ahead and say we're going to be a no here. I'm also going to bring over, time to bring in the spreadsheet. We won that. Woohoo! Give me a chance to, I'm going to pin that to my screen so you can see that. Actually, see if I can make these bigger, because these are the ones that matter. So this is step 1, step 2, right? So as you go through, it's going to be 1 unit, 2 units. Now I just did a $2 unit. My bet here would have been on a banker, and we would have lost that. So now we would have been on the next step, but because we're not, I missed that one because I took this pause. So right now we're at the first step. We would have been on the second step if I kept paying attention, kept playing, but that's all right. All right, so now we're on our second step. So now because we're on step 4, we're looking for the banker. It's going to be a double because now I'm on 2 units, so I'm actually over here in my progression. This was the first bet I lost. Now I'm going for the second. Should be going for a yes. I screwed up. Let's see if I win. Because it was a no. Should have been going for a yes. And there's an example of a loss, right? So we should have won there. Dang it. But now we're going to be going for Now this would be for a no for the banker here. And unfortunately now I'm going to step 3, or should have been back to step 1. Creating videos, it just gets crazy because I gotta talk and don't get to pay much attention to what I'm doing. I'm trying to point out the spreadsheet. It's cost me money, so now I gotta beat a 7. Did not, so now we're gonna go down to step 4. So now we have a yes, yes, and now we're going to be going for a no. And step 4, still going to be an $8 bet, right? This is our second step 4. So we know if I have to come down here, that's going to be a $20 bet. But this is our normal dance. Yes, yes, and we're looking for a no. And we got it. So because that was there, we still have to win again. So now I'm going to be looking for another 4-unit bet, because that just got us back up to here, right? Winning that. So I just back up to there. If I hit that 4-unit bet, then I've locked in a unit. Boom, got a 9. Boy, if I was playing the bonus, that would have paid 30 to 1 right there in that bonus. That would have been amazing. But we're not. So we're back here, and now we're going to be betting that this is a no. So we are kind of going against kind of what that's showing. It's the dance, right? So when does this morph? So far we've just been winning, right? I mean, you saw we went out to the second step of our normal dance, positions 3 and 4, and we got a tie. All right, so instead of me playing, let me talk about it. What would happen? So position 1, right? We're just getting a little bit of a hustle on, get a little bit of shuffle on, right? We're just going right back and forth, as long as it's going back and forth on the mirrors and the no mirrors. So one bet's a mirror, next bet's a no mirror. If it goes back to back, well, that puts us into our normal dance step. Right, so then we know on bets 3, yeah, that's not 3, on bets 3 and 4, that's when we're going to be betting either mirror or no mirror, depending on what had happened before, right? So if we had 2 mirrors, then we're going to be betting for 2 no mirrors. If we had 2 no mirrors, we're going to be betting for a mirror to show up within steps 3 and 4. Well, what if we get 4 in a row? So we either have 4 mirrors or 4 no mirrors. Okay, then now we're going to switch it again. So now we're going to switch to the trend is your friend. So now, because I've seen trends go on 13 times. I think I've actually seen up to 16 or 20. If I actually went back and recalled. But I mean, you can very easily get into some long trends. So now positions 5 and 6, we're going to be going for whatever the trend is. So if we've had 4 mirrors, well, I'm going for a mirror, regardless of what's showing down here. And it's all related on what was next to it, right? It's not always going to be a player or a banker. It's always dependent on what is in the column prior, if it's going to be a mirror or no mirror, right? Let the energy of the game dictate how we're going to be playing. So the past issuance of whatever came out is how we're going to be dictating what had come up. So how would we have fared? So it looks like we went from our mirror to a no mirror, our mirror to a no mirror. So we would have just been popping right along here, and actually getting some of these. We had our tie, and remember the energy of the game will direct which way you go. So we're just going to put a unit out there, and you're probably going, Mike, you're betting a $2 bet, right? Well, I've got another video that I'm going to be bringing out to talk about that. How do you beat the casino on a regular basis? So now we have a no, and this is where we're going to be going for a yes. So now we're into the regular dance. Bam! Just got that unit locked up. I can move back up there, and it's literally that easy. So you don't have to jump from table to table with this one, because I want to try to take advantage of the trends. The thing that ends up getting me sitting here going, if you got a lot of ties, you don't really have to sit here through all those ties. Just go find another table. Look for one that doesn't have a lot of ties in your columns. But now you've got a tool that's going to allow you to effectively play almost every hand, right? And maybe here's a twist for you, right? Every dance you should have an intermission or a break. So maybe after you had a win, maybe take a break. Maybe go, okay, oh, got our win. If you're getting deep in your progression, go find another table. There's no reason to keep fighting it, because, you know, it could have a perfect, I mean, there's always going to be the perfect solution that's going to cause us to lose, right? Just depending on how it's going. That's why the pause isn't a bad idea, right? Take a pause, give it a beat, let it kind of work its way out. There, we got another tie in this one. Don't get frustrated with ties. It's just the energy coming out of the game. I love ties. But that's what we got. The upgraded dance. And it's good to be back. Hopefully we're creating some more videos, some more content. Now that I've got something new to show, I felt like I wasn't showing anything new, so I wasn't creating content. Now I've been working on this and making money consistently on this. So now we'd have a yes. So this would be for a no. What would we be putting here? Yes, it would be for a player. All right, you guys want to see one more example, one more walkthrough. So there's one unit. And now if you're going, I can't bet $2. My bankroll's not big enough to bet $2. That's okay. There's another part of this pragmatic. You can bet 10 cents. If all you want to bet is 10 cents, you can bet 10 cents. It's like 10 cents up to $2,500. This one's $1 to 1,000, and they've got all different kind of table size limits. That size should not be a problem. So until next time, Mike the Gambling Guy, I'm out.